The National Weather Service caught something very strange on a radar in Southern California, but it was not rain. Adriana Navarro, AccuWeather staff writer, reports. Tuesday evening, National Weather Service NWS office in San Diego picked up not rain on the radar, but a group of ladybugs called a bloom. The array of beetles spread throughout the sky rather than packed into a clump, flying between 5,000 and 9,000 feet. That's pretty high, isn't it? National Weather Service meteorologist Joe D'Andrea told Los Angeles Times the large echo showed up on SoCal radar this evening. He said it's not precipitation, but actually a cloud of ladybugs termed a bloom. January 5th tweet. But the phenomenon of ladybugs showing up on the weather radar is not an uncommon event, as you would think. The weather radar is powerful enough to pick up on bats, birds, butterflies, and even pollen moving through the atmosphere. Can you imagine? The trick is differentiating weather from animals. They said radar works by sending a pulse of energy through the atmosphere, and when that pulse of energy encounters an object in the atmosphere like a raindrop, some of that energy in the pulse will bounce back to the radar itself. This is what AccuWeather meteorologist Brian Latta explained. The NWS uses a dual polarization weather radar. It sends pulses of energy through the atmosphere horizontally and vertically. And by using these two versions of energy pulses, he says, we can tell more information about the objects that it encounters when that pulse of energy hits an object in the sky. From these more detailed readings, meteorologists can see rain, large hail, or in this case, even ladybugs. The chances of picking up animals on the radar are higher when the weather in the area is dry. It's possible for meteorologists to tell the difference between precipitation and a swarm of animals on the screen from how the readings move to the shape they form. If the radar is detecting a colony of bats moving through the sky, that's going to look different than it would raindrops in the atmosphere, Latta said. Now for Latta, he was able to discern the blotch was something other than precipitation by the way that it traveled. He described the direction in which it was moving as odd compared to California's normal weather patterns. And June is also typically a dry time of the year for Southern California. When San Diego office of National Weather Service saw the blotch, they called a ground spotter who confirmed it was not precipitation, but that it was ladybugs. Although no one has been able to identify the type of ladybugs blooming on radar, convergent ladybugs are the most common type in the state, according to National Park Service. From late May to early June, they usually migrate to the mountains to feed on aphids and pollen. According to the National Park Service, the beetles usually fly on windless days, and have a minimal flying temperature of at least 55 degrees Fahrenheit. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.